Hey guys, hope you're doing well. I feel like this might be an unpopular opinion, but at the same time, I feel like it won't be. I want to talk about the tea in the anime community, so to say. And of course, every single community out there has its high tea section, but let's not get into that today. Specifically, want to discuss some thoughts I have on this community and its tea right now, so let's dive into that. So buckle up, sit down, get comfy, grab some popcorn, perhaps some tea, your Lipton or Pickwick or something else. We don't discriminate here. And let's get right into it. So as a community of geek culture, you'd assume that a lot of people are very understanding and very respectful towards each other. Because it all stems from some sort of oppression, and you'd feel like a lot of people would understand each other and would respect each other based on those things. Well, this used to be kind of true. There have been times when this community was a lot like that and where they did have this type of respect for each other and have some common ground understanding. But back then, the community was not as big, making it a lot easier for people to come together and understand one another. Lately, a lot of the community has gotten a lot more mainstream, and it has a lot of positive growth for the industry, but at the same time, it's suffering because the first group of dedicated fans really do not recognize their own community anymore. Now, I do want to say that I'm a person that really likes diversity, so that's a positive thing in my opinion. But I can definitely see where people come from when they complain about where the community is headed, and to some degree, I actually agree on that. There's a lot of things that very much changed, and they didn't necessarily change for the better. Which brings me to my next topic, cosplay. Cosplay is one of those things that has been oppressed for ages, and it still kind of is, because it's kind of weird and unheard of by many. And I guess I can see where they're coming from, looking from the outside in. This community is very easy to look upon as very cringy or very weird. But dive into the community and you'll notice that it's full of a lot of passionate people, a lot of dedicated and talented people. And that's something you'd actually not know. Definitely a community where people love expressing what they love and like to share, which is a very, very nice thing to me. First, diving into this community, I noticed a lot of positive things about its people, where they were very passionate people sharing and expressing their love for what they do together, and also being very open-minded and understanding of other people and different types of backgrounds from different types of people. I loved seeing that because the world itself is a very cold place, and on the regular you're more likely to walk into a mean person rather than someone nice. So yeah. Now with the years going by, the community is becoming a lot more known, which is nice, but it's also very much changing because of that. Many habits have changed in the community, as well as its core mindset has been kind of warped in a way. This is a very insecure community, but it's come to the point where a lot of people put each other down based on race, based on weight, based on overall experience, based on a lot of differences, and it's kind of saddening to me. It really sucks, especially in this community, because we've already established that the outside world, the regular world, is a cold place to begin with. But for a community that presented itself as very open and very accepting, this is a very, very low blow, in my opinion. I'm not here trying to be acting like I am always a nice person. I'm not. This is human behavior for people to judge people. That's just something that will always come back and always happen. But the mere fact that you join a community like this because you hear all these positive things about it makes it very saddening when you find out that it's actually the opposite. As of today, you find out that majority of the community is now just a bunch of tea parties together. And no, I'm not talking about a high tea with cosplayers. Being friends with a handful of cosplayers, you start to notice that a lot of cosplayers are very, very insecure people. Be a little bit judgmental towards them or say something that ticks them off, and they might end up a lot more anxious and a lot more insecure about themselves. But the exact same insecure cosplayers send each other photos and posts of certain cosplayers to verbally harass and shit on that person behind their backs, and it's just very confusing. I just don't understand how that works. This is very upsetting to me because seeing people constantly talk about it and post about it how we need to be more positive and how we need to stop being so negative on people, and how we should be a better community, you would think that they understand each other more because they all kind of simultaneously feel the same way. But they ignore it and turn a complete blind eye to it. Now, I don't want to say that everyone does this on purpose, because it could be very much that they don't notice that they're doing that themselves. And because of that reason, I'm actually making this video. I want to get you guys to think for a second and open your eyes to the possibility that you might be the toxic you keep talking about in the community. So this is a message from me to you. And no, this is not to spread some tea or spread drama or stuff like that, but I do feel that it's good to try to notice what's actually happening here. This community is actually a lot more alike than they like to admit themselves. If you're a cosplayer, insecure of your body type, insecure of cosplay you do yourself, and being to the point where you're not even comfortable enough to cosplay certain things because you look down on yourself that much, you probably shouldn't shame other people based on their bodies either. Same goes for other cosplayers that may not feel like they're any good cosplayers, or may feel like their makeup is not that good or their outfits are not that good. If you know that about yourself, or you feel that about yourself, you might not want to take other people down and shit on their makeup and stuff like that. It really defeats the purpose. Because I feel like a lot of people would talk about overconfident cosplayers that act high and mighty and stuff like that, but I feel like you might not be that far off from those people actually the moment you start talking down on other people that are in your eyes inferior to you. So I don't know, that might be something to kind of take in consideration as well. You might not be a cosplayer of such high caliber in your eyes, but the way you talk down on other people might be very identical. So that's all I had for today actually. I just really wanted to speak my mind and kind of get people to think a little bit. Get people to think about whether or not they might actually be that source of toxic happening in the community that they very much dislike. I feel like if you were to try and be a little less extreme in speaking your opinion or talking down on people, I feel like there might be a bigger chance that when a picture of you happens to end up somewhere, that the exact people you talk down on might actually be defending you. And of course, I don't like every cosplay. And of course, I don't like every cosplayer. And of course, there are shitty cosplayers. There is shitty cosplayers. There is shitty cosplays, okay? There is a harsh reality. Some people are good and some people are not as much. But I do think that even if gradually, we can still control the behavior of the community, one person at a time. Change your perspective slightly, or at least the way you communicate it to others. But yeah, let's just open our eyes to the situation, guys. Also, let me know in the comments if you guys agree or if I am just completely off on this, because this is my opinion, guys, by the way. Before you guys attack me in the comments and stuff like that, or start massively disliking this video, this is an opinion. This is my opinion. This is what I happen to see a lot in the community, and it's what I feel like should change or could change. That's all I had for today. Thank you for watching this video. Take care. See you in the next video.